So as you can tell from the title of this video and probably even like the camera quality, I got a new phone. Before this one, I had a 6S and I upgraded to the iPhone 13. And believe it or not, this isn't the phone I was gonna get originally. I have a story behind that, but first, let's talk about this iPhone 6S that I have here. It's my old phone. As you can see, the old case is worn out. I had this thing for like 4 years. This phone went through a lot of stuff. I dropped it in the lake one time, and I had to jump in after it to go get it. And that, I thought it was done after that, but I put it in rice, and it ended up being okay or whatever. So it survived that. I also dropped it off a car because I had set it down, and one of my grandparents, without realizing that I drove off with it, and I found it on the side of the highway, and somehow it didn't break. I don't know how, but it's just been getting unreliable. I've been having to like shut it down, and it's just not something I could use. But yeah, now the story about the new phone. So it was like last week sometime, I went to go to the AT&T store to get the 13 mini, is what I wanted. So I get there, I tell her what I want to do. This one's too old to trade in, so I already knew that. So we go in, do all this stuff. She goes, okay, what color do you want the phone to be? I'm like, I don't know, probably black or whatever color you have. And she goes, okay, I'll go look in the back to see what color we have. She comes back and she goes, we're out of stock. We don't have any more of the iPhone 13 minis. I was like, oh, okay. Well, how much do the regular iPhone 13s cost? And she said, it's just $100 more. I'm like, $100 more? You know what? Yeah, that's fine. She goes, what color you want on that? I'm like, probably black too. She goes, okay. She goes to the back. They don't have any iPhone 13s. They're all out of iPhone 13s, and I'm like, well, what do you guys have? And she goes, well, we have this 13 over here, but it has 256 gigabytes instead of 128. And I was like, okay, how much more expensive is that? And she goes, $100 more than the regular iPhone 13. I'm like, okay, so that's $200 more than I was, wanting to pay to begin with. And I was like, I don't know. So I'm thinking about it. She goes, well, you could go to Target. They might have them in stock there. So I was like, okay. Yeah, I drive to Target. Was it like 5-10 minutes away or whatever? We get there. I go up to the guy. I'm like, hey, I want to buy a new phone. He goes, okay, well, you're gonna have to wait a couple days. I'm like, why? And he goes, well, the guy who usually does the phone stuff, he's on vacation. I was like, I really don't want to wait because I don't think this phone is gonna last. So I drive all the way back to the AT&T store. A different lady comes up to me and I'm like, hey, I was just here. I want a new phone. I want the iPhone 13. You guys said you had it in the more gigabytes. I just want to do that. She goes, okay, we do the stuff. And she goes, what color you want? I'm like, you know what? Any color you have, just give it to me at this point. She laughs at me. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it's been rough. I didn't think getting a phone would be like this hard. But in the end, I got the iPhone 13 with 256 gigabytes, and I like it. I love having a lot of storage. With this one, I was like really hurting with storage because this only had 33 gigabytes. I was always like looking at it being like, oh shoot, I can't film this long of a video because I don't have enough storage. But now that I have this, I'm happy with it. And yeah, that's my iPhone story.